sure it is maintaining good hygiene and good distancing and good flows of pupils moving through the schools, staggered starts. All of these measures are about ensuring children remain safe and those who work in schools remain safe. But by doing that, we can see all children returning back to their classes. And we've already seen over 1.6 million children going back to school safely, not just safely for them, but also safely for those who work in schools. Well, we've been incredibly clear in terms of the guidance that we've given as to how schools can work and operate in a safe and proper way. And we've seen secondary schools welcoming back years 10 and years 12 at the end of last year, and many students coming back and benefiting from being back in education. But at every stage, we followed the advice of the chief medical officers, whether that is and we saw just at the weekend the chief medical officers for England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland saying it is now safe for youngsters to return back to school. And actually there's more harm done to those youngsters by them not being in school. That's why it's the right time for all children to come back.
You mentioned Leicester there. In Leicester, when there was a lockdown, and schools were closed. So would you expect to see schools closed if there was a local outbreak?
We would expect to see schools closed as the very last resort. We know that children have missed out on so much by not being in school. We know that children have missed being with their friends and being with their teachers and having the opportunity to learn in wonderful classrooms such as this. So we would see schools closing as the absolute last resort.
Do you think parents should be fined if they don't send their children back to school next week?
What we would be asking all parents to do is to send their children back into the best place, an amazing place for their children to be, which is in their school, with their friends, with their teachers, having the opportunity to learn, not just benefiting in terms of education, but their physical health and mental health also benefiting from being in school. We want to see all children back. But in terms of, fining, we would ask all schools to work with those parents, encourage them to bring their children back, deal with the concerns that they have, and fining would be very much the last resort as